Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Games and Things. If you're like me, you ran out of interesting things to do a long time ago in your self-isolation. So head down to Games and Things where you can pick up a ping pong table, an actual stand-up arcade game, foosball table, dart board, pool table, pool accessories, dart accessories, whole 9 yards. They've got it. Plus their showroom is basically, well, what their website is. It's a game room. Get down and check it out, and they've also got tremendous home theater seating. Games and Things, one of our great local sponsors that needs your support like everybody else right now, and we appreciate you getting out and seeing all of our guys. Okay. Right here, Stuart Mandel in 2007, he started a list, which he did. He updates it every 5 years or so, but he calls it the Kings of College Football. And these are the biggest brand names in sports, basically, that everybody knows, and this is who you think of when you think of football. And in 2007, there were 13 schools: Alabama, Florida, Florida State, Miami, Michigan, Nebraska, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Penn State, Tennessee, with an asterisk, Texas, and USC. And under Tennessee, he said, it's the lone school in the group that caused any hesitation. The Vols would have been a no-brainer 10 years ago, but they've fallen off the map a bit lately. In the end, I figured those 100 fans in Montana still know Rocky Top, the checkered end zones, and that Peyton Manning went there. He was right. It fell off the map even further over the last 13 years. But that was his list in 2007. So I wanted to check out, and by the way, you look at that list, Tennessee isn't the only one to come off. Mm-hmm. Miami wouldn't be up there anymore. Nebraska.
Mm-hmm. Notre Dame's had its ebbs and flows, but they're back.
Yeah. So Tennessee isn't alone in falling off the list. But I wanted to see who would I put on the list. But as usual, I didn't want to do this without any numbers. So I went back, and we can go ahead and put this up. Let me show you how I ranked it. I looked at the college football playoff only, last 6 seasons. Playoff era only, last 6 seasons. The final AP top 25 rankings. If you finish number one in the final rankings, I gave you 25 points. On down to where if you finish 25th, you get a point. If you didn't finish ranked, no points for that year. Bonuses, if you won the college football playoff, that's 25 points because everybody knows it. 15-point bonus just for making the championship game, 10 points for making the playoffs. And then I added up the top 10 places in recruiting because I thought that pretty much shows your biggest brand names, those top 10. If you finish number one, you get 10 points. Number 10. So I added that all up, okay, over 6 seasons. And here were the kings I came up with. There were 6 schools that stood apart. There were only 6 schools that tallied more than 100 points. Alabama with 286 points. Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Georgia, LSU. 3 from the SEC. If you're looking at it, gentlemen, and I asked you with no numbers to give me the kings of college football right now, would those be is anybody there that wouldn't be on your list?
No. I think those are the 6. Georgia.
Is there anybody else you would put in there? I'll show that in a minute.
I don't think so. I think that second tier is pretty well established as kind of the second tier. I think those are the 6 that you look at right now that are kind of competing for national championships year after year right now.
And I think LSU is the newcomer. But they just won one, so that kind of
elevated them.
Yeah. You agree those are the 6 you would go with?
I do.
In terms of playoffs, you look at Ohio State, Oklahoma, they're pretty much in it just about every year, and then you got the SEC with Alabama with 286 points. But what I wanted to do, and we'll show you this next, was take a look at the rest of the SEC. Where did they rank? Where's Tennessee? Because here's the thing. Remember, they've had a couple of top 25 finishes. They've had a couple of top 10 recruiting classes. They aren't in the bottom of the list. They're in this. We'll tell you where when we come back on the Sports Source. Come on back.